MLB's coverage of baseball on the show brings us to the home of the Braves, Truist Park. Today, we've got a contest out of the National League East between the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves. Major League Baseball on MLB Network coming up right after this. Max Fried, the southpaw out of the Golden State, gets the call here. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Wow, he was awfully good in his last one. A complete game victory. We'll see if he'll be as good in this one as he was in his previous start.
So now into the box is Byron Buxton. He will lead this one off today. And that one yanked just foul.
First pitch, 135.
Waved at and missed, and he's behind 0-2. Fried has exactly 50 wins at the big league level in his career. Now here it comes. A ball and 2 strikes. And a great day for baseball here. 81 degrees at first pitch. The 1-2. Gets him swinging. He struck him out.
Boy, that's really disappointing for a guy that has wheels, right? All he wants to do is get on base and take advantage of the strength of his game, which is his speed. But with the strikeout right there, you can't get on first base if you strike out.
J.D. Davis, the next to bat. Smoked on the ground up the middle. Oh, he makes the stop. It's there. He got him. Jalen Miller will try and loosen up here as he'll take over at short following the injury. Next up is Jeff McNeal. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on.
Number 6.
Now here's the pitch. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. Guys, one of D-Rose former employers, the Braves, as they begin play here this afternoon. They come in off another victory last time out, and now they're winners of 8 of their last 9 ball games.
Yeah, Matty, taking a look at the standings right here, this team has a nice lead, comfortable. You always want to find yourself in a position where you're about 5 to 9 games, got the advantage. You don't. One series isn't going to totally kill you in the standings, and this team's sitting pretty right now.
Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Into the windup and the pitch.
Nope. I got to count 2-2.
And we're just underway from Truist Park. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Mets go down 1-2-3. Nothing for the Mets in the first, and after a break, the Braves swing the bat. Stay tuned to MLB Network. Dan Winkler will do the pitching in Game 3 of the series. What's your take on him, Dan?
One of the things that jumps out, if you look at that stat sheet, a very high whip coming into this start. One of the things he's going to have to do a much better job, keep traffic off the bases, keep the walks down, try to limit the amount of hits. He's had a rough go of that so far this year. Let's see if he can turn it around in this one.
Now to the plate, here is Ozzie Albies. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. He's set. Here it comes. 0-1. Lifetime versus this arm. He's got 8 hits in 38 ABs. He's gone down on strikes 12 times as well. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. And he looks at a cold strike 3 as the cut fastball's in there, and that's out number 1.
Oh, man, he's been absolutely getting overmatched at the plate the last couple of games. That's his 5th strikeout in this series alone. So clearly this pitching staff, they figured out how to attack this guy. We'll see if he can make any adjustments.
In now, Jalen Miller, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. And he's looking to get it going, off to a bit of a slow start this year. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Behind 0-2 now. Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball.
That's a great pitch for a spot like that. It looks like a strike, then it just comes in out of the zone. If you can command that with movement, it's a very effective pitch to pitching hitters inside.
Fouled away. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Here's a looping fly ball out to right. In there, a base hit.
Boy, not the prettiest of swings, D-Roll. That looked a little bit from the Vladimir Guerrero book, but nonetheless, he got the job done.
Yeah, a little choke and poke right there. He flipped a bat out there and was able to find a little empty green grass. Not pretty, but he'll take it.
Acuna digs in now as he takes a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1. That average for him up in the 360s now. 5 homers, 13 RBIs. Comes set with the 0-1.
This is a tough guy to turn 2 on. It's got to be hit hard. If you're an infielder, you've got to catch it and get rid of it quickly.
Miller stands at first with 1 out. And a big rip at the curveball, but he didn't get it, and he becomes the 2nd casualty of the inning. So next up will be Freddie Freeman. His career numbers in this matchup: he's collected 11 hits in 55 tries, and of those hits, 3 of them were of the home run variety. First pitch coming. Here it is.
With that base running threat on first base, man, does that change the pitcher's whole mentality. This guy at the plate should assume nothing but heaters coming right at him.
A ball and a strike now to the Braves first baseman. Two out with the man at first. In there, 1-2 now.
He's looking pretty passive here, hitting with a chance to drive and a run. Gonna have to make something happen with 2 strikes now.
Here comes the 1-2. Is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Braves strand 1. We are still scoreless. all set for the start of the inning, and up steps the power bat of Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso.
First pitch of the AB now. Ball one.
Ball one, no strike. That's
Ball two now. And set up working the plate is Matthew Ross, as you see the rest of the umpiring crew there.
Well, D-Row, you better be ready to swing. With Matt Ross behind the dish, big zone.
Yeah, you know coming into this one, you better pull the trigger. If something's close, Matt Ross is going to punch your ticket.
Too tight with that one. 3-0. And that misses for ball four, so it's a leadoff walk here to start the second.
Well, that is definitely not the way to start an inning. One thing to give up a walk, but to do it on 4 pitches is pretty alarming. He looks a little thrown off right now.
And that'll bring in the switch hitting Francisco Lindor. Hitless in 4 tries in the ball game yesterday. And now the first pitch. Now about a 58-foot breaking pitch that he wisely lays off here.
He's certainly searching out there on the mound. 5 straight balls in a row. You have to take a strike as a hitter right here.
The 1-0. Misses off the plate.
6 straight here out of the zone to start the inning, so I think it's a good time to go out and have a word with your pitcher. Just got to make sure everything's fine physically and remind him to be free and easy with his motion. You can't try to force pitches into the strike zone.
Two and one after the foul ball there. A runner at first with no outs here. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count to Francisco Lindor. High in the air and deep to straightaway left. Back goes Ozuna at the track, the wall. And this one is gone, a home run. Francisco Lindor connects for a 2-run home run. First home run of the campaign for him, as the Mets are out in front now 2-0.
Yeah, everyone in the stadium, including the guy in the mound, knew it was just a matter of time until this guy cranked one out of here. Well, that's the first one of the year, and many more are sure to follow.
Standing in now, Kyle Lewis.
The center fielder, number 1.
As he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike. He'll enter play with that batting average still shy of the 220 mark. 2 home runs and 8 runs batted in. Here comes the 0-1. Off the plate at 94, 1-2.
Stone cold take right there. That fastball very well could have sent him packing back to the bench.
Changeup called strike 3 as he rolls his eyes at the call. 1 away.
It's never easy to rebound after serving up a 2-run shot, but that at bat was a good indication to me that he isn't letting it get to him. He went right after him for the strikeout.
Randall Grichik at the plate now. As he'll take a breaking ball too low, and it's 1-0. And he's looking to get it going. Off to a bit of a slow start this year. 1-0 pitch on the way. And he watches one miss outside. 2-0 now. Still only one out in the inning. 3-0 now. And a fastball misses there. Ball 4.
Yeah, the pitching coach would hate to go to the bullpen this early in the game, but sometimes you have no choice. On the flip side, he might just get in his face a little bit out there, try to challenge him, wake him up from his funk. Either way, we'll see how it works.
At the plate now is James McCann. He's been hitting well in the series. 4 RBIs on 5 hits. And now the first pitch. As he lifts it in the air to right field. Irvin is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first. So here now is the pitcher, Dan Winkler. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. And he gets ahead 0-1. Popped him up. Albies is under it. And that's the 3rd out. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run home run. On to the bottom of inning number 2. It's now 2-0 New York. Bottom of the inning now, and standing in is the veteran outfielder, Marcell Ozuna.
You know, these next couple innings are really important for these guys. I know they're only down by a couple, but they need to get something going on offense to keep pace, even though it's early.
First pitch on the way, and he fouls this one off. The 0-1 pitch. Taken, strike 2.
Hey, it looks like this guy's going to work in the upper part of the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see if this lineup can adjust to the way he pitches.
Here's the 0-2. And here's a ball lifted high into foul ground down the right field line. And this will wind up a foul ball. Well outside with the curveball for a ball. Here comes the 1-2. He swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
Wow, his stuff looks electric coming out of the gates in this one, guys. That's 5 batters faced, 4 strikeouts. That's going to be a tough pace to keep up, but it looks like he has what it takes to work deep into this game.
Stepping in now, Austin Riley, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He'll enter play here with that average down in the low 200s. 5 homers, 10 RBIs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And it's fouled away. Now a fastball here that'll wisely lay off, and it's 1-2. Pitch on the way. And this is swung on and missed. His 5th strikeout already, and there are 2 gone in the inning.
Well, he's really rolling on the mound right now. All you have to do is look at the last 4 hitters for evidence. All 4 of them have gone down on strikes, as you're seeing here. That's not easy to do, so you know he's got to be pretty dialed in out there.
Here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. Swing and a liner, but that'll land foul, strike 1. Here's a guy who could use a 3 for 4. He's got that batting average still down in the 190s. 1 home run and 6 RBIs. And a cut fastball here that he started off a bit too far inside. It nearly got him. Lifetime versus this pitcher. He's got 8 hits in 31 tries. 2 of those hits were for home runs. Outside, 2-1. And the pitch. High and deep down the left field line. And that will end up a foul ball.
Wow, that's 4 straight Ks. He's knocking them down. He's looking for number 5 right here. You can tell this guy on the mound, he is pitching with a whole lot of confidence in this one.
Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball. Ready with the payoff pitch. And here's a ball hit in the air. Alonso trying to get there, but this is just going to wind up being a foul ball.
He's 1 pitch away from striking out the side, but even more than that, to throw a donut up after your offense put up some runs, I can't tell you what that means to the boys in the dugout.
The next 3-2. Again, he sends it out of play. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Soft grounder left side. Davis has got it. And a bit of a high throw that time, but no problem over there at first as they record the out. Down in order go the Braves. They trail things here 2-0. Matt Vasgersian, Mark DeRosa, and Dan Plesac back with you as Byron Buxton readies to lead off the inning. First offering on its way. Now the 1-0. Tries to bunt his way on here, but this is a foul ball. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. That was a nasty looking slider that time.
Yeah, that was really well executed, Matt. A classic strikeout pitch. You think it's fastball middle in, then it starts bearing in on your back leg, and unless you hit it out front, there's nothing much you can do with that.
To the plate now, J.D. Davis. As he'll take a look at a high strike that time, it's 0-1. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Now a fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now.
Yeah, Matty, they certainly got it right when they drafted this guy. He has turned himself into an absolute superstar. Everybody knows this guy's name, and kids are buying his jerseys.
Tapped up the first baseline.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating and feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
And this is swung on and missed. His 5th strikeout already, and there are 2 gone in the inning.
Number 6.
So here's Jeff McNeal. That's popped up. And that's going to land foul. He'll attempt to put the ball in play for a change here with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. And boy, big problems here to start this at-bat. It's 0-2 now.
After that off-balance swing right there, you find yourself down 0-2 and wishing you were back on deck with the donut on your bat, visualizing hitting a home run.
And he looks at a ball, 1-2.
Well, tried to throw a high fastball right by him there. Didn't work, but now we'll see if that sets up some different options. Wouldn't be surprised to see a good slider down and away right here.
Fouled off. Here's another 1-2. This is swung on and popped up, crossing into foul territory now behind third. Riley will put this one away, and the side is retired. Down in order go the Mets, but they're on top 2-0. Bottom of the third now, and that'll bring up the outfielder, Phillip Ervin.
The right fielder, Phillip Ervin.
From the stretch, here's the pitch.
0-1, no strike.
I love everything this pitcher's got working right now. He's got presence. He's got great body language on the mound. He's got fastball command and a nice early feel for his off-speed stuff.
And this one's on the inside corner, 1-1.
Man, this pitcher is on right now, pounding the zone, attacking these hitters. He's making it look easy.
Now the 1-1 pitch. This is swung on and bounced to Mcneal at second. Scooped up, and he will whip this one over to first in time for the out. And stepping in, Max Fried.
Max Fried.
Here's the first pitch. This one's flared off to the right side. And that's in there, base hit.
Look at him jump all over that first pitch, using aggression to get himself a knock through the right side.
Baseman, Ozzie Albies.
So up steps Ozzie Albies as he'll take a look at a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Albies is a strong defender playing up the middle in the infield. He's got great hands, good range, the big arm, and those skills are not lost on his teammates, his coaches, or his front office for that matter.
Yeah, he has the ability. What I love about this ball player, he's got such a great internal clock. It seems like it's bang bang at first every time, but the guy's out. He's got sure hands and an accurate throwing arm.
Up next, Jalen Miller. First pitch on its way as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball one.
Hey, struggling to find the release point of that curveball. That wasn't a very good one. Somehow he's just got to find that feel because that's a pitch he's going to need going forward.
1-0 count. Here it is. And this one's too far inside, ball two. Albies is off at first with 2 away. In the dirt. It's 3-0 now.
Well, this has been a long inning already, and I know he doesn't want it to get any longer. I expect a challenge pitch right here.
He loses him on ball 4.
3 of those pitches were definitely out of the zone, but that last pitch looked pretty darn good to me. You're not usually going to get many favorable calls on 3-0, though. You have to earn that spot.
And here's Ronald Acuna Jr. now, as the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Here's the 1-0. Here's a swing and a long drive high in the air and deep to center field. Lewis retreats to the track, and he'll put this one away. So a sigh of relief as the side is retired. 2 left for Atlanta. They're down 2-0. All set for the start of the 4th, and digging in is the big-time power threat, Pete Alonso. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch as he looks at a fastball that misses off the plate for ball 1. Hit high and deep out to straightaway left. Back goes Ozuna. He gets there to make the play for the first out of the inning. So here's Francisco Lindor now. And remember, he hit that 2-run homer his first time up.
And that's been the entire offense so far in this one. They've been shut down other than that.
High in the air out to center field. Acuna's there for it. And he makes the catch for the second out. Next, here is Kyle Lewis. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Here's the first pitch to him. No balls and 1 strike. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Back up the middle. And that's through for a hit.
Hey, D-Roll, that's just what you want to do. Keep the pressure on. He's given up a couple of runs early already in this game, and now he gives up the 2-out single.
Yeah, no chance right there. You want to make this guy work. You want to try and get into their pen as quick as possible. And if 2-out knocks are the answer, then so be it.
Here's a look over to first, and he just manages to get his hand in. Here's Randall Grichik. Swing and a line drive. That gets down, and the inning continues. The relay. The tag, and they'll get him at second. And with that, the side is retired. Mets leave 1 as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th. And here comes the first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman.
Now here's the pitch. Down the left field line and deep. But this will wind up being a foul ball. Outside for a ball, 1-1.
This guy's been throwing the ball great so far, but he's going to be tested here. 4, 5, and 6 coming up this part of the lineup.
1-1 is strike 2 swinging.
Boy, that's a jam shot right there. That's as good as it gets, in my opinion. Whoo, up and in.
The 1-2. Lifted the other way out to left center. Buxton arranged to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the first down.
Now batting, the left fielder.
So 1 out and nobody aboard, and that'll bring up big-time RBI man Marcell Ozuna. First delivery to him.
Count 1-0.
No runs, 2 hits, and no errors so far for Atlanta. And this one's over for a high strike, 1-1.
Hey, he's got great feel for that pitch right there. He can throw it anytime he wants for a strike.
One and two now as that one's fouled off. Trying to send him packing for the second time. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Buxton is going to get there as he backs up to put it away, and there are 2 gone now.
Now batting, third.
Next to hit is Austin Riley. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch.
Nope.
Now a curveball misses inside.
Hey, a 2-out walk right here would be the tying run to the plate. Even though it's early on, you've got a guy on deck that has a lot of pop.
The 1-0 home. A swinging bunt out in front of the plate. Throw to first beats him easily, and the side is retired. So they breeze through this half of the inning. On to the top of inning number 5 we go. The Mets are out on top, 2-0. All ready to go in the top of the 5th. And now it'll be the catcher, James McCann.
Number 23, James McNeal.
First pitch on its way. And that misses for ball 1. Grounded up the first baseline. Freeman's got it, and he'll step on first himself for the out.
Now batting.
Next to dig in, Dan Winkler comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. First pitch on the way. Ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
That one's going to find the seats. Strike 1. Up high. 2-1 now.
You certainly know he's not trying to work around the pitcher, but sometimes the hardest thing to do is to throw a strike to a guy that you know won't swing the bat.
Swing and a miss. 2-2 now. Fouled away. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors on the Mets line score so far. And another foul ball. Here's another 2-2. And this is swung on and missed, so it's 2 up, 2 down to start the 5th.
Hey, I'm not sure what he was sitting on right there, Might have been sitting on an off-speed pitch, but instead he gets the fastball way late. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
So that'll bring in Byron Buxton. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Called strike 0-2. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. Mets go down 1-2-3. They're up 2-0. Welcome back to Truist Park just outside Atlanta as we send it down to check in with Heidi.
Matt, I had a chance to discuss the Braves offense with their manager Brian Snitker during the commercial break, and he told me he's pretty unhappy with their discipline at the plate in this one. He said their pitch selection has been the main reason for their struggles today, as far too often they've been swinging at pitches outside the strike zone. That's leading to a lot of soft contact and easy outs, so the focus going forward is on shrinking the zone and forcing the opposing pitching to throw more strikes.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks.
The catcher, Travis Yarno.
Here's the first pitch to him. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball 1.
Count 1-0.
The 1-0. A swing and a miss. That's the first strike. And now a curveball that's low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 2-1.
Hey, they tried to tie him up on that last pitch, so I like that they went away with this one. The execution didn't work, but I like the idea behind it.
The 2-1 is looked at for ball 3.
Hey, throwing the ball great up until this point. Don't want to allow a leadoff walk. Needs to just focus in on his mechanics right here.
The 3-1. And that misses ball 4 now. It's a leadoff walk to get the home half of the 5th underway.
Well, they haven't been able to scratch a run across yet, so maybe this walk will jumpstart their offense a little bit.
Phillip Ervin.
Stepping in once again is Phillip Ervin. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result as his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too.
He's set and the pitch. And it looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1. From the stretch.
We got a ball, 1 strike. Ball 2. 2-1.
Sometimes you got to be aggressive offensively, but sometimes you just let the pitcher dig his own grave. Patience and discipline seem to be the way to go right here.
Darno on at first, nobody out. And this one's in the dirt. And almost had him, but he's able to make it back to first safely. The 3-1. Now this is on the ground to first. We'll see if they can get two. One there, on to first to complete the double play.
That's one of the hardest double plays to turn right there because of the difficult throw the first baseman has to make. No problem this time, though, and they get the 2 outs they were looking for.
Into the box, Max Fried, as this is grounded foul off to the left. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Here's the 0-1, and he fouls this one off.
Hey, this guy's got to be pretty proud of what he's done so far. It's never easy to pitch on the road, but to have this kind of outing in a ballpark that is notoriously known as being hitter-friendly, it's been a treat to watch.
Looking to put him away. Here's the 0-2. Hit on the ground out to short. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. Braves go down quietly. They trail it here 2-0. Top half of the 6th about to get started, and set to go as the third baseman, J.D. Davis. Now here's the first offering. And it's fouled away. The windup and the 0-1.
Nope. Count 1-1.
Nope. 1-1 pitch is a curveball that misses, ball 2. Oh, and not an easy pitch to lay off of, but he did somehow, and he's got it to 3-1.
Well, that's ball 3, and the Mets right now would take a leadoff guy on any way they could get it.
And not the kind of swing you're looking for. 3-1 as it runs to a full count now. 3-2. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Gone to lead off the inning. So a solo shot here to left center field. 4th home run here in the early going, and the Mets have taken a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and if you remember the previous pitch, he couldn't get around on a fastball and was mad at himself. Well, there's nothing to be mad about anymore unless you're the guy standing on the mound wondering what just happened.
Jeff Mcneal will be the next to take a turn, as he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. No outs, nobody on. And a fastball way off target here, and it's even at 1. And so now the Braves will get both a left-hander and a right-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. The 1-1 home. Takes a pass and misses. That's strike 2. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
The struggles continue, but that happens when you're not able to locate your secondary pitches. You become a one-pitch pitcher. He needs to start to get those secondary pitches over really fast.
Bases are empty here, nobody out. 2-2 pitch is fouled away. Into the windup and the pitch.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Now the payoff pitch home. Fouled off.
Hey, last 2 pitches back-to-back. Off speed, then he's late on the fastball. He could pretty much do anything he wants right here on the mound.
Into the corner and slicing foul. Once again, a 3-2. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. The next 3-2. Fouled away.
Hey, have an AB right here. I know it's frustrating the heck out of the pitcher. You keep fouling these pitches off, maybe one misses over the heart of the plate.
Heading out towards shallow right. Irvin is in a few steps as he takes it for the first out. One away now for the Mets in the 6th, and up steps the power bat of Pete Alonso. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch.
Ball up there.
1 out, nobody on. Hit hard on the ground to first, and that gets through for a 1-out base hit.
He got the pitch he wanted, and he didn't miss it right there. Hammer job.
The shortstop, Francisco.
On his way out to the mound now is the Atlanta skipper, and he's going to motion for the bullpen, as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll depart after 5 1/3 innings of work and with no shot to win the decision. Robbie Ray enters to make an appearance on the mound as he inherits a runner at first with 1 out in the inning. Francisco Lindor will dig in again, and as he does, we'll flash you back to inning number 2 as you get a look at his 2-run homer that was a big blow early on. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Strike 1 to start the at-bat.
That's a real nice location with that fastball up and in on the hands. Hard to do much with that because a hitter really can't extend his arms very easily.
Runner at first here, 1 man out. There's the knuckle curve laid off, 1-1. Fastball well outside. And there he goes towards second. He swings and misses. Throw down. Not in time as he steals second. One out and a runner on second base. Swing and a miss, and they'll dodge a major bullet that time. 2 away. Now at the plate here is Kyle Lewis. He's singled in 2 trips to the plate thus far. Here's the first pitch to him.
1-0.
Now the 1-0. Keeping it down here as it's to 1-2.
Hey, this is a big pitch right here. Can't allow them to tack on any more runs. Let's see if he attacks his zone or buries something in the dirt.
Still 1-2. Alonso at second with 2 down. And he fouls this one off. And it's another K. So back-to-back strikeout victims to start this relief outing. The Mets do pick up a run on this solo shot. Bottom of the 6th is straight ahead. It's 3-0 New York.
Leading up for the Braves, the second baseman, Ozzie Albies.
Now the first pitch. Ozzie Albies stands in for the 3rd time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
Got through the 5th all right, but it looks like he's a little off kilter here to start the 6th.
And that one misses, so the leadoff man will head down to first on ball 4 to start the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, and as a starter, the last thing you want to do is let a team answer when your guys just scored a run for you. So he's thinking ground ball right here to try to get a double play and end this threat.
Now at the plate, Jalen Miller. It was a walk in his last trip. First pitch on its way. That one's down around the knees, taken for a strike.
Got to believe the pitcher's going to trust his defense right here. Look for something down in his zone to induce a ground ball double play.
Lofted in the air out toward right center. Chasing after it is Lewis. And he tracks it down. Nice play for the first out. Next, it'll be Ronald Acuna. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ball game. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. In the dirt, and now let's see. Low throw, and he can't handle the short hop. And forget about the double play now as he'll move up to second here on the wild pitch.
I think this all stems from the fact that they're trying to make sure the guy at the plate doesn't hurt them at all. And with that base open at first, they might opt to just put him on.
Runner at second here with 1 man out. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Fielded cleanly. Throw beats him by a half a step. He almost beat that out.
Now batting, the first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. From the stretch. Here's a fastball upstairs, 1-0.
That was a tempting pitch to swing at right there. A big power guy like this really wants something that he can elevate and drive out of the ballpark.
Lofted in the air out toward right center. And no trouble for him as he makes the catch to end the inning. One left for Atlanta. Still down 3-0. Stepping up is Randall Grichik. He'll start the 7th in what's been a fast-moving pitcher's duel to date. First pitch of the AB now. Well behind that fastball. It's a swinging strike.
Well, he kind of tipped his hand right there. His approach is obviously sitting on the off speed because he was so late on that first pitch heater.
The 1-1 is a fastball that misses.
Boy, that was an awfully close pitch right there. I know if I'm on the mound, I want that pitch called a strike. That's one of those that could go either way.
The 2-2. And right into the shift. Reined in. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7.
Hey, great forehand stop, but he had a little trouble getting rid of it and had to take an extra step. I don't mind that, though. That's a great job to make sure he got a good handle on it and get off a good throw to get the out.
Into the box now, James McCann. A bouncer to the left side. On to Freeman at first, and there are 2 away now. So next to bat will be Dan Winkler. He comes in 0 for 2 thus far. And now a pitch on the way. Pops this one up. But this will land untouched. 2 out, nobody on. And he gets him to pop it up on the right side of the infield. Albies is there, and the side is retired. So they're held in check here this half of the inning. On now to the bottom of inning number 7. It's the Mets 3 and the Braves nothing. Here's Marcelo Zuna. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one.
The left fielder, Marcell Ozuna.
Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. A ball and no strikes.
Right guy, right spot. This is one of the better hitters in their lineup. Just the guy they want to see coming up now to get this inning going.
A bouncer up the middle. Scooped up. And that's the first out. Next to stand in is Austin Riley. No hits for him to this point, not unlike many of his fellow teammates. And now the first pitch. And it's fouled away. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Fastball catches the black there for a called strike.
Well, he got the leadoff guy in the inning on a ground out, and now he's 0-2 to start this at bat. He looks really sharp so far to start the 7th.
Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Tried to get him to go after one below the knees, but it's 1-2.
Hey, the fish ain't biting there on that 0-2 breaking ball, but you got to be careful because this pitcher might throw him another one.
Smoke toward the hole. A dive, and he knocks it down. And there is some stick-to-itiveness as they still manage to get the out at first. What a play.
The catcher, Travis.
Next to hit, Travis d'Arnaud. It was a walk in his last trip. comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. Up around the letters with that one for ball 2. Now the 2-0. Too tight with that one. 3-0. Phillip Ervin would be next if they can keep this inning alive. And that one's taken outside for a ball. He walked him. So no 1-2-3 inning here. They've got themselves a 2-out base runner.
Well, they were obviously pitching around him there, and I don't blame them. With the bases empty and 2 outs and a hitter of this caliber at the plate, make somebody else beat you.
That'll bring in Phillip Ervin. And after that quick walk, is it fair to wonder if this starter is beginning to show signs of getting tired?
Yeah, that could be the case, Matty. Sometimes you just lose your focus, lose your command, but it'll be real important for him to get it back as this next hitter walks up to the plate.
First pitch on its way. In there, strike 1.
We're moving right along into this one. This guy's continuing to pitch well, which is a little bit of a surprise because his first pitch strike ratio is still under 60%.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Popped him up. Lindor has a play. And he makes the catch to retire the side. Braves strand 1. They trail in this one 3-0. Now to the plate, Byron Buxton. He'll start us off in the 8th.
The left fielder, number 25, Byron Buxton.
First pitch on its way. Runs up and gets this one down. And the throw will be too late, so it's a bunt single to get him started here.
Up next for the Mets, the third baseman,
J.D. Davis will stand in yet again as we flash you back to the middle innings. This was a turning point here, a solo home run that was really one of the key at-bats of the ball game to this point. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. Taken but called a strike. The 0-1. Strike 2. Here it comes on 0-2. Here's a fastball now that's hit softly down the line to third. And that's in for his second hit of the afternoon. And he's safe.
Danny, how frustrating is this right here? First and third, you got problems all over the
Well, you
place.
come right out of the dugout, right? You're starting an inning fresh. You're expecting to have a 1-2-3 inning. You look up and all of a sudden, first and third, nobody out. It's time to make some good pitches.
At the plate, Jeff Mcneal, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. The 1-0 misses for the second ball.
Has to be a challenge pitch coming up here. He probably doesn't want to flirt with loading the bases.
Runners at the corners here, nobody out. Outside, 3-0 now.
Hey, the bullpen needs to step up in this situation. I got to believe the manager was hoping for way more than this.
The 3-0.
The offensive approach here is simple. You know the pitcher's going for the K, so set your sights middle of the plate. And then don't worry about the infielders. They're so close, hard contact is a guaranteed ribby.
Long run for the right fielder. He makes the catch. Here comes the runner from third. And the run will cross on the sac fly and make it a 4-0 game.
Hey, every pitcher likes to have some runs scored for him, but particularly when you're throwing as well as he is tonight, and he gets another insurance run on top of it.
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Pete Alonso, singled in his last at-bat. Here's the first pitch to him. And he's a bit tardy there on the first pitch fastball. It's 0-1.
For most people, being down 0-1 would seem like a lot, but this guy is such a good hitter. He doesn't care going deep in the count. He's got runners on base. He has a game plan every time he comes to the plate. Let's see how this one plays out.
The 1-1 home is laid off for ball 2. Hit sharply on the ground. Speared on the dive. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Mets played a run on a couple of hits. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. It's the Mets 4 and the Braves 0. Miguel Castro is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th. Jonathan Villar will try and get his club back into it here as he'll pinch hit to lead off the home half of the 8th. He's set. Here it comes. Hit softly down the line at first. This gets foul. It's 0-1. The pitch. And a slider just about gets away from him there as it runs in a bit too close for comfort. His prior history in this matchup, he's just 1 for 6. The 1-1 home. Waves and misses for strike number 2. Looks like a left-hander has begun to get loose out in that Mets bullpen. The 1-2. Davis grabs it cleanly. Throw to first is in time for the first out. Final line there for the Mets starting pitcher. Great day's work any way you look at it.
Hey, what a great job of mixing speeds and mixing up his pitches. 2 hits allowed in this one. Dominant performance.
And that'll bring in the former top prospect, Ozzie Albies. 0-1 the count. And the pitch. Sinker misses, and it's 1-2 now. Protecting with 2 strikes, went out of the zone that time, but he stays alive.
That was a nasty pitcher's pitch right there. Most guys strike out on that one. He was able to scramble at a little bit and give him another chance, and hopefully this pitcher misses over the heart of the plate.
Again, a 1-2. Good plate discipline to lay off the slider that time, and he draws even at 2-2.
The classic back foot slider right there with 2 strikes. Usually gets a ton of swing and misses. Nice layoff right there. Fight for another pitch.
The 2-2. Ripped down the first base line. And a reach, but it's by him as he couldn't quite get to that ball. And he'll pull into second with one away.
Not really much the pitcher can do about that one. He put the ball down in the zone where he wanted it, but it was just a solid piece of hitting. Goes down and gets it and pulls it into the corner for extra bases.
Yeah, as you know, Dan, sometimes the hitter just wins. So now to the plate, Jalen Miller. And there's a line drive base hit to left field. And the runner from second will stay put at third, so they're runners at the corners now with one away.
Hey, this might be their best opportunity to at least get on the board. They've been struggling offensively, and they find themselves with 2 runners on board. Let's see if they can continue it.
At the plate now, Ronald Acuna in the dirt and blocked behind the plate. And he'll just beat the throw to second. He's in there. That evens it up 1-1.
The Braves have been looking for that big hit pretty much all game. It remains to be seen if they can get it, but now sure would be a big time for that.
The 1-1. Struck him out. And now they'll likely need a base hit to get that runner home from third.
Well, we'll see a lot of these power arms coming out of the bullpen in these days, but it doesn't make it any less impressive to me. I love watching guys come in and blow smoke right by guys.
Into the box, Freddie Freeman. And with men on base and 2 away, it feels like this at-bat could go a long way toward deciding this thing.
No doubt, Matt. A base hit here changes this game quite a bit, but if they can't score here, it looks pretty bleak for them heading into the last couple of innings.
Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1.
Yeah, that looked like an auto take right there, just trying to measure up this pitcher's stuff.
Hit back toward the mound. Oh, what a dive. The throw to first. Oh, but he beats it out. That was a phenomenal stop, but it winds up a base hit, and the inning continues.
The left fielder, number 20.
Hey, that's a heck of a job by the shortstop right there for him to range, at least get to that ball and show his pitcher with a diving stop. He's willing to get dirty all day long. Wasn't able to complete the play, but the effort was there.
Tyler Duffy enters here looking to get the final out before the 9th inning. And that'll bring in Marcell Ozuna, as he will take a look at a fastball in there as that strike zone expands just a little. It's 0-1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Behind 0-2 now. A ball and 2 strikes now.
These are the situations right here that make me miss wearing a uniform. The big spot, the cat and mouse of what's he going to throw. I'm down 1-2. Can I battle back? The pitcher's trying to put me away. This is what the game's all about.
Two and 2 to Marcell Ozuna. Runners at the corners, 2 men out. And he misses with that one down and in. It's a full count now, 3 and 2.
Wow, this is a pretty good at bat right here. From down in the count 0-2 to work the count back to 3 and 2. And he's seen a lot of pitches, too.
Ready to deliver the full count pitch. And he misses ball 4. So he comes out of the bullpen and immediately walks the first man he faces.
I think he was trying to be a little too fine there, and a walk is the result. Well, the good news is he has a force at every base. The bad news, a single probably drives in a couple of runs.
So next to hit is Austin Riley. He bounced out last time up. Hoping to limit the damage, here's the pitch.
So important getting ahead with the bases loaded. Already a difficult situation, so you don't want to make it any harder by falling behind in the count.
Ready with the 0-1. Swing and a miss on the slider, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
He put himself in a good position jumping ahead 0-2 with the bases loaded. Now we'll see if he can finish it off.
Turned on, but that's ripped foul down the third baseline. Oh, 2 pitch is a sinker that misses, but he's still in command. 1-2. Breaking ball. That's in the dirt as he takes a ball.
This is a huge pitch right here. I don't think he wants to go 3-2 and have those runners be in motion. Look for him to be aggressive with what he thinks is his best pitch right now.
Hit hard on the ground to second. He's got it. On to first, and that'll do it as they manage to not let this inning get out of hand. So 1 run here on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We've played 8 full. It's the Mets 4 and the Braves 1. Luke Jackson enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. New inning set to get underway, and that'll bring up the switch-hitting shortstop, Francisco Lindor. First offering.
1-1's the count.
The windup and the 0-1.
Count 1-1. Nope.
And now a fastball, but he's able to hold off on it, and it's 2-1 now. And that's into the corner, a foul ball and right. The 2-2. Is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Next for the Mets, Kyle Lewis. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. And now the first pitch. Skied down the left field line. Ozuna is under it. Makes the play, and there are 2 gone now. Next up, Randall Grichik. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. First pitch coming. Here it is. And he lays off there, 1-0. Now it looks like the Braves are going to get a lefty up and throwing in their bullpen. The 1-0. Just missing here, 2-0. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And a good eye that time to lay off the fastball. It's 3-0. James McCann would be next. And that misses, ball 4, and now the Mets have themselves a 2-out base runner.
And with the bases empty, you don't feel bad about walking that guy. He's capable of taking deep every time he digs in, so it's not the worst thing in the world to work around him if you can.
So stepping in is James McCann. He grounded out last time up. From the stretch, here's the pitch. And he gets the call that time for strike number 1. Oh, 0-1, here it comes. In the dirt here, but it won't skip away far enough for the runner to advance. The 1-1 is swung on and missed, and that's strike 2. Two and 2 to the Mets catcher. A runner on first with 2 away. And he struck him out. So a good pitch there, and now they're going to need to string some hits together in this last at-bat if they want to get back in this thing. So it's no runs, no base hits, no errors, and a runner left on. Nothing further in the 9th for the Mets. Last chance coming up for Atlanta. They trail here 4-1. Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Edwin Diaz takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door. All set for the bottom of the 9th. And next, the dangerous power threat, Travis d'Arnaud.
Hey, not impossible, but highly improbable. Even when you're at home to score 3 runs off a closer like this guy, they've got the work cut out for him.
High and deep to right center. Lewis waits on it. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
Now batting.
Digging in will be Phillip Ervin. He flew out in his last AB. He's set and the pitch. Strike taken up in the zone.
This offense has been underachieving all day, putting way too much pressure on their own pitching staff. Someone has to have a quality AB and get this line going.
0-1 count and the pitch.
1-1.
No contact there, and it's 1-2.
Now this is a perfect example of why this manager feels so confident going to this beast in the 9th right here. He is throwing absolute thunder right here, pumped up and looks the part.
So he gets him swinging on a pitcher's pitch. Phillip Ervin becomes out number 2 this inning. Justin Dean is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1. And he's looking to get it going. Off to a bit of a slow start this year. The 0-1 delivery. Fouled off. Final strike for the Braves. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. 2 out, nobody on. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Anytime you can win a game, let alone on the road, you have to feel really good about yourself. It's not easy going into that other team's ballpark and coming out with a win, but they did just that.
And the score finishes 4-1 today. New York took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Dan Winkler earns the win, his second, as he finishes 7 innings with only 2 hits allowed. Edwin Diaz hammers down the save, his 5th of the year. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian, we all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.
The final line score.